Property 101. Pay attention. I'm sure you've heard of the term assignment before, but for those who don't know, an assignment is when a person, known as an assigner, grants the remainder of the term of years he's holding to another person, known as the assignee. And when the assigner has done this, it effectively extinguishes his legal interest in the title, as that legal title is now vested on the assignee. Now that we're up to speed, there's a concept known as Assignment of Leases. What is that? Well, it's basically when a lessee grants the remainder of the terms in a lease to another person, effectively extinguishing his rights. So a practical example of this. Let's imagine that there's an arrangement between a lessor and a lessee, which is a lease agreement, and the agreement is for 7 years. Now this lessee has stayed there for 5 years, but he wants to japa or travel to America, and he wants to give the remainder of the terms of his lease to another person. What that lessee is effectively doing is assigning his lease. That is, assigning his exclusive lawful possession on that property. So what's the main difference between an assignment and an assignment of leases? An assignment is used to convey legal interest in a property to another person, which would effectively give ownership to that person. But on the other hand, an assignment of leases is not assigning ownership, as that legal interest is still with the original lessor, but is however assigning exclusive possession of the property to another person, effectively extinguishing the right of the lessee to lawful exclusive possession on that property. Now, in our current Nigeria, we actually have a leasehold relationship under the Land Use Act 1978, where the governor is the head lessor, and the person that obtains legal interest in a property not more than 99 years is a lessee. So when you see that person assigning the remainder of his interest to the property to another person in form of a deed of assignment, what you are actually seeing playing out is not an assignment, but an assignment of a lease. Now, the only difference between that and the assignment of leases we just talked about is that the governor is a custodian, granting his citizens limited ownership, while in the other instance, this lessee has only obtained exclusive possession, so that is all he can assign. You can't give what you don't have. In conclusion, when you see a covenant not to assign and sublet, an assignment of a lease is what they are referring to. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and remember, stay lawful, stay informed.